So, it's been 4 years since the Canon R5 absolutely blew everyone away and really set a new benchmark for mirrorless cameras. Well, the successor is finally here, the R5 Mark II. And the big question on everyone's mind is this just a small, modest update? Or is it the true next-generation leap we've all been hoping for?
Let's just take a quick step back. You have to remember, back in July 2020, the original R5 was a massive deal. But in the tech world, 4 years is practically an eternity. So that brings us to today, and the R5 Mark II. And yeah, the expectations are through the roof.
And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? That's what we're going to get to the bottom of in this explainer. We're going to dig into the key differences, the ones that actually matter when you're out shooting, to see if this thing is a real game changer or more of a refinement.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with what's the same, then dive into the really juicy under-the-hood upgrades. We'll talk about how it actually feels to shoot with, the huge changes for video, and then we'll wrap it all up with the final verdict to help you make a call.
First things first, let's talk about what hasn't changed. Because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Canon was smart enough to keep the core of what made the original R5 so fantastic.
So when you look at the bones of these two cameras, you're going to see a lot of familiar stuff. We're talking the exact same incredible 45 megapixel resolution, which gives you just stunning detail. The same awesome articulating screen, and that super high-res electronic viewfinder. And of course, the same pro-level build quality. Both of these cameras are built like absolute tanks.
Okay, now for the fun stuff. Let's get under the hood, because this is where the R5 Mark II really starts to flex its muscles and just pull away from its older sibling. The changes here are, well, they're pretty profound. The single biggest upgrade, and it's totally hidden inside, is a brand new stacked sensor. Now, the easiest way to think about this is like Canon built a dedicated data superhighway right next to the sensor. And this one change, this is the key that unlocks almost every major performance boost we're about to talk about.
And boom, here's the first huge payoff from that new sensor, the burst speed. The Mark II jumps from an already fast 20 frames per second all the way up to 30. That is a 50% increase in speed. For anyone shooting sports, wildlife, or any fast action, that is a massive, massive advantage for nailing that one perfect moment.
Now this is a big one. That new, more efficient sensor also attacks one of the biggest complaints about the original R5, the battery life. The Mark II nearly doubles it. You're going from about 320 shots per charge to 620. That is huge. It means way less time fumbling for new batteries and more time actually getting the shot.
Okay, so specs on a page are one thing, but what's it actually like to shoot with this camera? How do all these new tech upgrades actually feel in your hands?
For anybody shooting fast-moving action, this is a total game changer. When you fire off a burst of shots on the Mark II, the viewfinder doesn't go dark between frames. Not at all. You get this constant, seamless, uninterrupted view of your subject. It makes tracking an erratic bird in flight or a player on a field so much easier.
Okay, get ready for this next one because it really does sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but I promise you, it's real. The R5 Mark II has eye control autofocus. The camera, it literally knows what you're looking at through the viewfinder, and it moves the focus point there instantly. And the way it works is just unbelievably simple. You do a really quick calibration so the camera can learn your eye. Then you just look at your subject, and the little AF box just appears right where you're looking. It creates this wild, intuitive connection between your eye and the camera. It really does feel like magic. You know that feeling, right? When you miss the shot by just a split second, the perfect moment is gone forever? Well, the Mark II basically gives you a personal time machine to fix that. It has a pre-shooting buffer that's constantly recording moments before you even fully press the shutter button. You'll never miss that lightning strike or the bird taking flight ever again.
All right, we have to talk about video. This was, let's be honest, the elephant in the room with the original R5. And this is where the Mark II completely flips the script for anybody who shoots video.
Look, the original R5 was an amazing video camera, but it had an Achilles heel, overheating. It led to recording limits, especially when you were shooting in 8K, and that was a huge roadblock for any professional trying to use it on a serious video shoot.
So here's the bottom line. The R5 Mark II fixes it completely. The overheating problem, it's gone. Thanks to way better internal heat management, you now get unlimited 8K recording time. For pros, this one change takes the camera from being a great hybrid camera to a truly reliable cinema tool.
And they didn't just stop with the recording time. It's like Canon took a checklist from professional videographers and just started checking things off. You get a tally light so you actually know you're recording. You get waveform displays to nail your exposure. Lens breathing correction for those smooth cinematic focus pulls. And yes, finally, a full-size HDMI port for a solid connection to your monitors. They were definitely listening.
Okay, we have thrown a ton of info at you, from the sensor to the battery to video, so let's boil it all down and figure out which one of these incredible cameras is the right choice for you.
So how do you choose? It really comes down to this. The original R5 is still an absolutely amazing camera, no question. If you're mainly a stills photographer and budget is a big factor, it's a fantastic choice. But if your work lives and dies by unlimited video, if you need that top-tier speed for action, or if that huge battery life boost would change your workflow, then the R5 Mark II is, without a doubt, the one to get.
And that really gets to the heart of it. If you put both cameras on a tripod in a perfect studio setting, the final images are going to look pretty much identical. They're both exceptional. The Mark II really earns its premium price tag when you start pushing the limits, when the light gets low, when the action gets crazy, or when you're on a long, demanding video shoot. That's where its advantages really, really shine. So, as we wrap this up, the question I really want to leave you with is this. Think about the kind of work you do. Which one of these upgrades would actually be a game changer for you? Is it the crazy futuristic eye control AF? Is it the raw power of 30 frames per second? Or is it the sheer freedom of unlimited video recording? The answer to that question is what tells you which camera is your next camera.